Alright, kiddos, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about some crazy, cool stuff. Currently where we're driving through, there's not a huge amount to talk about, so I'm going to talk about another town in the Plurminsky Krai, which is the only state kind of thing, the equivalent of a state in Russia. It's the only thing we've been in the whole time. We haven't left Plurminsky Krai. Currently where I'm up to as of recording this audio, I'm out of it, but the footage, I still have 9 hours of footage left to upload. So let's talk about the town of Arsenyev. Arsenyev is a town in the Plurminsky Krai, located 160 kilometers northeast of Vladivostok, the administrative center of the Krai. In 2010, the population was 56,750. The history of Arsenyev begins in 1895 when the settlement of Semenyovka was founded. The settlement dwellers were like a part of an old version of they're like an extreme version of the Russian Orthodoxy, the old believers. In 1901, the migrant peasants of Plovinsk Oblast, which is in Ukraine, settled here. In 1837, the settlement was connected to the Trans-Siberian Railway by a branch line. In 1940, the first aviation plant in Far Eastern Russia was built here, which built aircraft. Built in 1850, Slovenyakov was granted town status and renamed to Arsenyev, or Arsenyev, whatever I've been calling this place, after Vladimir Arsenyev, the explorer. Okay, let's learn about Vladimir Arsenyev. Vladimir Arsenyev was born in 1872 and died in 1930. He was a Russian explorer of the Far East who recounted his travels in a series of books along the Uralsky land in 1921, telling the stories of his journeys in the Uralsky basin with Doris Yolov, the native hunter from the region. In 1902 from 1902 to 1907, he discovered numerous species of Siberian flora and lifestyles of ethnic people. Early life. Arsenyev was born in St. Petersburg in the Russian Empire. His father was a serf and became a chef. He became, before working his way up to, and then left the chef profession to become a railway conductor. After his military education, Arsenyev began his exploration to the forests of the Far East. He lived in Vladivostok through the years of the Russian Civil War and was a commissar in the ethnic minorities for independence of Far Eastern republics. After the Far Eastern Republic absorbed of the Soviet Union, was absorbed into the Soviet of Russia in 1922. Arsenyev refused to immigrate and stayed in Vladivostok. Work. Arsenyev is most famous for authoring many books, experiencing 40 war. He traveled the regions. His most famous book, Darsul Yarvula, is in memorial of his exploration of the Ussuri tiger forest of northern Asia along the Sea of Japan and to Vladivostok. The book is named after Arsenyev's guide, Alsilovun, a native Nyadi Golchuli from the Nadijokolvi tribe. The book was made into 2 films by the Soviet director Alsul Babagan in 1861. Other Japanese filmmakers such as Arisa, I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce his name, and later Dinsa Uriel won an Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. And the third book, A Silkstone Alien Mountains, was published post-mortemly after his death, 7 years after his death. Arsenyev died in 1830 at the age of 57. His widow, Margarita Nikolaevna Arsenyeva was arrested in 1934 and again in 1937 for being a member of an underground organization of spies and saboteurs aligned with the head of her late husband. The military court hearing of the case in 1938 took only 10 minutes and sentenced her to death. She was executed immediately. Arsenyev's daughter, so that's nice. His wife was killed, and let's see what happens to his daughter, was also arrested and sent to the Gulag. Nice story. Arsenyev's family home in Vladivostok has been made into the museum, and now there was a town named after him. So, lovely, touching story of how his whole family got killed. Now let's get back to the town of Arsenyev. The administrative framework of the district is incorporated into the town under the jurisdiction and administrative branch. I don't care. The climate of the town is characterized by great contrast of summer and winter comparison. The coastal average temperature in January. The average temperature in January is negative 18 degrees, and the average temperature in July is just 21 degrees. This is Celsius. For Fahrenheit is negative. It is just 0 degrees in January and 70 degrees in July. The absolute lowest recorded temperature was negative 46 Celsius or negative 51 Fahrenheit. And its highest ever recorded was 39 Celsius, which is really hot, and 102 Fahrenheit. Spring is characterized by an increase of 10 degrees in average daily temperature in March through April annually. The annual precipitation is 701 millimeters of rain, and the humidity is 71%. The soil freezes as deep as 2 meters, whatever that means. Large clay deposits that are usually local plants have got nature. They support granite and basalt beds with one fork under the floor. They have the Japanese yell, the Manchurian walnut, the Armand's birch, some kind of the Elacolon manolis. Some of the fauna they have some mammals such as tigers, they have some wildcats, and mandolin ducks. Yeah. Economy. As of 1999, the economy of the town is dependent on state employees for 100% of the other 400,000 people are unemployed in Arsenyev, the largest unemployed of the. Anyway, tourism in Arsenyev. Arsenyev is situated between the Blue and Eastern Blue ranges of the Silgile Mountains, right on the bank of the Arsenyev River. I actually know the Arsenyevka River, the Usarli tributary. The river is 194 kilometers long. The valley of Arsenyekalov River is 2 to 3 kilometers wide. The river is a source of water for the town, and the rice plantations are adjacent to the region. Yeah, but that kind of wraps it up. And there's still some more stuff to see. Like, we've got a monument to Maxi Golovcho, who